Hi there. Welcome to Spotty Cat. It's hello from me, and that's hello from
me,
and it's hello from Spotty Cat. Meow. And well, I thought we'd start off today with quite a nice range of odd things, really. Let's start off with a ship in the bottle. Now, so I don't know if you can really get into this. This is delightful. It cost me £1. It's in an old Glenfiddich bottle. It's got a little bit of loose sea. I'm going to have to get in with a knitting needle and just glue that back down. The things I really love, apart from the general work, I don't know if that hasn't got glare on it, has it? See? Is it okay?
Lighthouse hasn't, yeah.
No, but what I was going to say was I do love the little ship here. It's got a little bit of fluff coming out of the...
That's got glare on it. That's better.
Okay. The little ship has got a little tuft of wool coming out, which is pointed in the same direction as the wind is in the sails there. The lighthouse is like a little hand-whittled thing. Anyway, ships in bottles. That was £1. That's crazy. No, I absolutely love that to bits. And on the same level of how cheap can you go, over here I have 3 things. These came off the table in the cat's protection. 1, 2, 3. And it's 3 things for £1. Now, this would be truly remarkable, apart from the fact that has actually got a bit of a wing knocked off there. But it's beautiful. It's German porcelain. Maybe it's 1920s, but I think it's more likely to be Edwardian. I don't know if it's got a press number on the back down here yet. Can't read it, but that all these German and Bohemian bits had press numbers on the back, but I don't think it's a record, so you can't actually identify. That's crazy. That was 33 pence, and to make up my 3 for £1, I got this little brown Majolica jug, which again is probably German or Bohemian. They also did little horses in the same colour. I don't know if you ever remember those. And but that's a little porcelain jug. Oh, excuse me. I don't think we're going to edit that out, are we, Sue? No, we're not. Oh dear. And anyway, nice. I think really they were decorative, but maybe they weren't. Maybe they were little individual cream things. And the final thing to make up my £1 is just this modern Buddha, which is just so nice. Look, he glistens, and he's a happy looking Buddha. Anyway, £1 for the ship in the bottle, £1 for those 3 things. You've almost got a whole shelf of decoration. The next thing I've got here is a classic bit of Hornsey, 1960s, 1970s car.
Tilt him. That's better.
Okay, and I cannot remember the name of the pattern on this. It's written on it, isn't it?
Saffron.
Saffron, that's right. And that is so classic. It does come in different colours. I've got, it does come in a blue, which is quite rare. I've got 2 mugs. Well, I've only got one of them left now because I broke the other one, which came from St Michael's Hospice in Hereford about 3 or 4 years ago. 25 pence each. Look on the net. They're £25 each. But anyway, it is irrelevant, all of that. And this wasn't expensive. I think it was 50 pence. What should we go on to? Let's do the little redbreast flake. And this is a tobacco tin. I don't know when from. I don't remember this. Maybe it's 50s, but I think it's probably pre-war. The thing I think about tobacco tins is they're becoming slightly, more kosher, because, of course, for good reason, tobacco kills. But there are so many different variations on tobacco tins, and you can pick them up. This cost me £1. You can pick up tobacco tins for £2, £3, £4, going all the way back for 120 years, and it's a great, cheap, and really visually nice thing to collect. Anyway, that's my opinion. I also have, I wonder where that curvy tin went to. Oh, here it is. I've also got this tin as well, which again, this along with the redbreast tobacco tin came from the antique centre, and I think this was £6, I think. But I mean, isn't this just magnificent? We were saying it must have gone into some sort of a set or a shelf, because it's got a ridge here and another little ridge there, and it's curved on the back. Maybe it went in a round display. And it's got all of this stuff on the back, directions, and more besides there, and more besides there. But isn't that just fab? That sits on my shelf. I love that ever so much. And anyway, and further on then, I've got another tin, which is, let's face it, it's a little bit sad, but my friend Alma gave me this and a little feeding cup, and I did promise I'd put them on Spotty Cat. This came out of her shed. No, it's pretty horrible, that side, but if you turn it round, there's a great display side, and it's Santoid zinc and starch. Ooh. I just hate to think, dusting powder. I don't know what you use that for. Zinc and starch dusting powder. If I go into Boots, I bet they haven't got any of that anyway. So, and so that was very nice of Alma from Llandovery, and she also gave me a feeding cup, and I cannot remember the name of this pattern. You get it on plates and bowls. Maybe it's Copenhagen or something Danish anyway, which doesn't mean that it was made by Royal Danish, which is a Scandinavian firm. Feeder cups or pap cups like this. I did collect them myself for a while. And sometimes you get them just with the red cross on. But again, they're a bit out of our culture. And that is a pap cup. And where's he going to go back? He's going to go back over there. Let's do this. You probably have to get quite close up to this to see the quality of the carving on it, see? And this is Indian. I think it was probably, for all the beautiful work that's done on the wood, I think it probably was a tourist piece, or maybe it was for getting snakes out of boxes, but I'll show you, I don't think it's really playable. It's a sort of a thing. I know, yeah. But that's enough to scare a snake, Sue. That's all it's got to do. But the carving on that, isn't that just lovely? Absolutely lovely. And what work. And really precise as well. And that came from the antique centre. I think I might have splashed £7 or £8 out for that. Let's do this. This is another bit of kitsch. This is this harvest pattern, is it, Sue?
I think so, yeah.
I think this was exclusive to Marks and Spencer's. You see a fair bit of china like this, but you get other odd things like clocks. And this is, although it's not obvious on here, that's upside down, as it is actually Pyrex. It's, I don't know if you can see it in the glass there, but it's actually Pyrex. And as I say, we love Pyrex. This was £1 or £2. Any Pyrex bowl, disregardless of whether or not it's retro, if you go and buy a good Pyrex bowl, it's going to cost you at least £5 or £6. And of course, the lids are universal. You can wait till you find a clear lid, and they do turn up. Anyway, Pyrex from Marks and Sparks. The next thing I'm going to do is this, which unfortunately has got a tiny little chip on. If you see the underneath, is it Monte Carlo? It says it's made.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is 50s. You know, they loved all that 50s and 60s. They loved all that sort of aquariums full of exotic fish. And I gave a friend of mine £1 for this out of his boxes of bric-a-brac. Again, I don't really care about values at all. But do you know this is on eBay? These go for £28. It's irrelevant, but I thought I'd mention some of this. because they do, other bloggers do, and I thought, I better do what they do. Right. The next thing we're going to do is this. And this is a poison bottle. I'll flip it over so you can see the ridges and the not to be taken. Okay? Yeah. And what interests me about this is I watch mudlarkers, and if they find a blue poison bottle, it's almost time for a dance. Whereas what I do and people like me do, we'll come across blue poison bottles in bric-a-brac shops, sometimes house clearances, sometimes on a table in a boot sale. And the one thing a mudlarker is not going to get is something as nice as that with a label on. I actually couldn't find it, but I actually have a blue poison bottle that's full of arsenic. It's probably a good thing I couldn't find it.
There's calamine lotion on it.
Does it? Yeah. External use only. Oh, calamine lotion. Wow. So calamine lotion went a long way back. And have we done everything on the table?
No.
What haven't we done?
Lamp.
Oh, the lamp.
And this.
Okay. Oh, let's do the butterflies first. I'm going to move out the Pyrex so we get a bit of space. And this is a dressing table set. And a lot of this brown glass is a bit too brown, but this is almost yellow, isn't it, Sue? Do you think it is yellow? You'd call it gold, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I
think as a colour. And this is not an unknown pattern with the butterflies on, but dear me, look at that. Look at that. Isn't it just beautiful? And I've always wanted to set these into a wall as windows. This is 1930s. It's a German pattern by, is it Rome? I cannot remember. Most of these dressing table sets were patterns and moulds taken from a couple of German firms and made in this country by Bagley. But I love the candlesticks with the little wings on, and and even the little pin dish has got a little butterfly in, and I cannot remember where it came from. All I can remember is that was £2. And if you look at the tray down here, if that isn't worth £2, well, I no longer know. And it's just so beautiful. And so I'm not really too sure if I'd call that brown glass. I think I'd call it a yellow or gold. Right, let's get into this, which is a railway lamp. And it's what they call an inspection lamp, i.e. you carried it around, or you would have used it on the station. And this does actually shut up like that. And so we have that there. And then you can move a red filter across. And in the weirdest way, both the filters are red. Don't ask me. I'll open it up and I'll show you. The nice thing about this is it's still got a candle bit in there. And like I say, when you come around, these, I have to put him down flat. That one's a red filter, but so's that one. You'd expect one to be red and one to be green. But anyway, the interesting thing about this is when people say we didn't do anything, during our empire, is this, for all intents and purposes, is an absolute copy of a Valor lamp to the nth degree. But this was made in India. Yeah. And when you look at the engineering skills that they'd acquired from the British, it's remarkable. And let us not forget that most of the British Empire was run by Indians from the Indian subcontinent. They were in charge of most things everywhere in the Caribbean, in South Africa, etc., etc. And the way their country came on was just remarkable, really. But anyway, that's an old railway lamp. That's going to be 1920s backwards, we feel. Right.
Okay.
We haven't got much more to go. Should we just move over to this table then, Sue? Do you think? Rather than budge everything over. And
I
and
think it's too light.
do you think it's too light? Okay, let's move stuff back over to here then. There's nothing like a bit of professionalism. Oh, Steven Spielberg, I bet you wish you could have done this in the middle of, I don't know what films. What did Steven Spielberg do? Did he do Close Encounters and Rosemary's Baby or something like that? What did he do? He's always in the papers. I don't actually go to films myself. What is it? Did Steven Spielberg do Star Wars?
I don't know.
No, that's somebody Lucas, wasn't it? You know, it's hard. As I say, I don't watch films. Okay, let's start off with these two. Sorry about that, Witter. These are cranberry glass, Victorian, hand-blown, handmade, lovely tweezed edges all the way around. They're what are called salts. There's a pair of them. I wouldn't swear they didn't have tops on the way the bits are ground out here. There's hardly any damage on these at all. They were £2 each. This is what they call cranberry glass. Interesting thing about cranberry glass is the colour is made from real gold, which is why they were very expensive during Victorian times and a bit of a status symbol. You could never get the gold back out of the glass in a month of Sundays. But they're handy, and as I say, £2 each. These are going to be about 1870, 1880, something like that. We'll pop those over onto here, and this is the way I do my washing up. Let's do this one. This is Royal Worcester, and this actually I knew too much when I bought this, because on the saucer it says underneath here something like is that for TG Good or something on the back of that?
Granger, Rolls.
Oh, Granger, yeah, that's right. And Granger were TG Good and Granger were almost the exclusive outlets for Royal Worcester. And when I saw this, it's obviously been hand decorated. It's obviously porcelain, and I actually thought in my ignorance that it was early 1800s or late 1700s. It's not. It's about 1910, 1920, but it's still a really, really, really nice. And again, we get into it. All of this gilt was made with real gold. And let's not forget that we didn't have pound notes until about 1900. People actually had gold sovereigns in their pockets. And then we've got this, which is a puzzle jug. And this is North Devon. I don't think it's Honiton. It might be Royal Torquay, I think this is. And this is a motto where, I don't know if you can catch the words. It says, with this jug, there is good liquor. 'Tis fit for a parson or for a vicar. But how to drink and not to spill, will try the utmost of your skill. Well, apart from the fact that motto wear, Torquay wear, it's just nice. A little collection of this with the homilies on looks very good. But this is a puzzle jug. And with a puzzle jug, I doubt if we'll be able to see, but the way you drink it is the water actually comes up here, and you have to block off two spouts and drink out of that, and still be careful the level doesn't come above the holes. And but anyway, that's a puzzle jug. That was £4.95 from the Red Cross in Brecon, and that is one of the nicest bits of Torquay I've ever owned. And again, I don't know what I'm going to say, but again, in theory, that's a £45 jug. But as I say, it's all a bit irrelevant. That's going to sit on my shelf. And of course, some of the things that we buy are worth half of what we buy for them, because I don't necessarily buy things for value, but for interest. And we haven't got much more left. We've got this plate. This was £2.95. That way? Does that get rid of it, Sue?
I need to come over this way.
Okay. Yeah.
No. No. Okay, that's better. Okay.
Okay, and it's made by, on the back. That's upside down now, isn't it? Is that the right way out?
No.
Okay, yeah. And, yeah.
Oh, yes.
There's our Wooden Sons, isn't it?
Okay.
It's woodland pattern. And,
Made in
I
England.
can't actually see the maker's mark. This is going to be 1900 to 1920s. I love blue and white china. I'm a bit silly for it. Well, we've only got one thing left now, which is easily my favourite thing. This also came from the Red Cross in Brecon, and it had sat there for such a long time. In the end, I gave £25 for this. In theory, a mohair teddy like this, an original one, 45 to £60. He's in very good nick. You know, his little velvet pads have hardly worn out. And he's fully articulated. I wish I was still fully articulated. And he did have... Yeah, he's got a silent growl. They're the rarest ones on this zoo, yeah. And anyway, I absolutely love him to bits. He's, it's the face, and he's going nowhere. He sat with a teddy bear on my shelf that a lady friend of mine made me when I was about 19. And anyway, Ted, it's been super having you, and I guess that it's time to go, really. I'm looking for my mouth organ, but I think Sue's hidden them, so we're going to have to do without it, I'm afraid. And oh no, here we go. And well, I hope this has been suitably bumbly and amateur. We don't want to get the last thing we want to do is get too slick. But I'd like to say thank you for watching, and it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from
Me.
and it's goodbye from Ted. Ta-da! See you later. Yes, I want cuddles. Oh, there you go. Ta-da then, folks.